We are lucky enough to work across a massive cross-sectional area of the Australian industrial sector. We work in snow, we work in brewing, we work in machine guarding, we do a lot of off-grid large battery installations. So it's exciting for us to be involved with so many different industries, and it keeps us at the forefront of technology. DCAM offers the craft brewing industry a number of services. We are very strong for machine breakdown for them. They have a lot of varied machines as part of the brewing process. We also get involved with their automation solutions, and we help them plan for the future to make sure they can keep up with their growth.
Well, the brewery started about 12 years ago, really, just a small tin shed on this site. That was all we could really afford to do at the time, so we managed to cram all of our brewing equipment into a little tin shed. We had this nice beer garden just outside, I guess over the years we've grown to include this restaurant and bar. We've increased the brewery size as well, and then just in the last 12 months we've expanded to a new site up the road from this one, which will allow us to substantially increase our production volumes for our beers.
Bright is unique in we were able to capture the entire project. So we were able to use our new Thermocraft system to its full extent, which means we were able to control the entire process of the brew platform and also the fermentation control. We're able to control the delivery of beer from Bright beer tanks and capture the whole flow of the production of beer. Thermocraft started out as a response from DCAM to a number of craft brewers that were just outgrowing their existing temperature control system.
DCAM installed a system called Thermocraft. Thermocraft allows us to plug all our pieces of equipment from the brew house at the new location into a system that we can therefore control all the elements of that brew house remotely. Everything from valves, temperatures, flow rates, etc., which basically gives us a greater deal of flexibility operating something in the space that we have.
Normally with a traditional installation of this kind, cables and cable trays would need to be run to pretty much every single vessel that we have. With the Thermocraft install, we're using a new type of cabling where we're able to splice in and out. This means that one cable can pretty much run around the whole brewery, and we can add in these gateways and power supply wherever we need it. There's no junctions or terminals. It is a case of like splicing into the cable and we're good to go.
So what DCAM have done for us with our new production facility is they've really taken control of the automation and control systems for that system. So we've, with the brew house that we've purchased from Canada, from DME in Canada, DCAM have pretty much replaced the automation and control systems that brewery would normally come with, and we're using the DCAM system to do that. The fantastic ability for us with that is that it allows us to integrate other components of the production facility into that system. Gives us a lot more flexibility. We've got a local contractor that we can depend on and that we can work with for those changes.
Because of the recipes that can be set up in the automation, every time Thermocraft runs a ferment control for a particular beer against a particular recipe, it is exactly the same as how it was done previously. So when brewers were running with standard temperature controllers, they would never actually get the exact same performance because there would be changes in the external weather, there would be changes in the hysteresis of the tanks, there would be changes in the way the brewer can control the temperature. In other words, he might need to set a change in temperature in the middle of the evening. Now, the automation can do that, it doesn't care what time of the day it is, but sometimes for brewers it means they're either asleep or they've got other commitments and they may extend that period by sometimes 6 to 12 hours, where the ferment control out of Thermocraft does it exactly the same every time.
The DCAM system makes it a lot easier for us to keep an eye on what's going on. It logs all of the processes that we're going through, and for each of the brews, so we can actually look at each brew, what the fermentation profile looked like for it, what the times that for each of the brewing process were, what temperatures were, so that if there are any variations we can go back and look at those logs and see what actually happened in that process. Well, I guess the benefits are that we've got somebody local that we can work with to tweak those designs the way that suits our processes. Another benefit down the track we see as being the ability to integrate it with other aspects of the brewery. So, for example, if we put solar system on the roof of the brewery, then potentially we can look at prioritising high electrical demand processes to coincide with power input from that solar system.
During this project, DCAM have been fantastic to work with. Through great communication, advice, and even last minute advice on the latest products, just so that we get the best install. Ongoing support regardless of the time of day. It's just been a fantastic to work with people who share our sort of business goals and understand our project, and even suggest ideas that help take the project to the next level.
The response from Bright has been fantastic. They are superb guys to work with. They understand their place in the craft brewing industry, particularly in Australia and also in that region. They also know how critical it is to have proper planning in place so that the growth can be supported. But the real critical thing for Firmacraft and Bright is by using the latest technology in IO-Link and Profinet systems, which are industrial heavy grade in communication protocols. We've now enabled Bright to continue their growth without major infrastructure investment. That means more tanks go in, they simply get plugged in. They don't need to be plugged in by electricians, they can be done by standard off-the-shelf IO-Link plug sets. And that means that going forward, we don't have these huge bird cages of wiring, we don't have massive control panels. By getting it right at the start and relying on modern industrial practices, we've now enabled Bright to grow exponentially without any real stress as far as fitting the extra wiring is concerned.
So one of the biggest benefits for Firmacraft in the project that we've worked on is its scalability. The project for us has started small because we're not sure what the demand will be in the market for our product. So what we've done is use technologies that DCAM have installed for us to ensure that once we do grow, the further installation of fermentation vessels and additional chilling equipment or packaging lines, etc., will be much quicker and easier and a lower cost for us to implement into the business.
For existing craft breweries and new ones about to start up, I think it's important for them to understand that they may be incredibly successful, which means what they're doing now may actually not fit in even 2 years' time. They may outgrow it. So it's important for craft breweries really to think about growth planning, and also what we're trying to educate brewers in is don't consider the end of the brewery to be the stainless steel. The real complexity comes in, and the way that a brewery can run smoothly comes down to the automation. We often have conversations talking about, oh, I've got my stainless tanks, I'm going to worry about the control of them later. And we're trying to educate craft brewers to say, you need to worry about that now. You need to understand how we're going to control this, because uniquely, that is the one thing that will make your brew kit better than the next one, or will allow your brew kit to grow as you grow without any major headaches. It's all about the control.
Working with DCAM it's been an absolute pleasure. Right from day one, from the very first design consultation about what Firmacraft could do, all the way through to where we are now, where we're currently developing and designing Firmacraft to work specifically for us. The guys have been approachable, very responsive, very reactive to our needs and our changes, and nothing seems impossible for them to do. Any suggestions we have, or any ideas that we have that we could take Firmacraft to another level, they're all embracing.
It has been incredibly successful. We've enjoyed working with DCAM, we look forward to the future, and we can see that if what they've delivered for us has been so successful, I think it will be groundbreaking for the brewing industry as a whole.